do feel free to get it. My name is Dimitri. I'll be your captain today. Brandon is our first mate. You can find him back in the bar and galley. All kinds of snacks and refreshments back there for you. Freshly made sandwiches, New England clam chowder, bottled water, soft drinks, coffee, tea, a variety of snacks, as well as cold beer and wine and a full bar. We're heading down the Piscataqua River. Piscataqua here is the borderline between the states of Maine and New Hampshire. Portsmouth, of course, is here to our right. Kittery, Maine is to our left. Both these towns settled in 1623. And the Piscataqua is the second fastest river in the United States. Tidal rivers that are navigable by ship, that is. The first being the Columbia on the west coast. The currents here average 4 knots in speed and an average tidal range of 8 feet. We're about to pass beneath the new improved Memorial Bridge. This is a relatively new bridge. The original was built in 1923.
I don't think they have one.
Quite a state of history there. So it was retired and dismantled in 2011. And it swapped out for this one just a few years ago for $89 million. Thank you, taxpayers. The bridge here connects Portsmouth to Badgers Island and Kittery, Maine. The center span here raises to 150 feet above the water at high tide.
Yeah, let's tell them where we are. Yeah. We are having fun.
Having fun, right?
Right.
You want to go and look inside? You have to go all the way down there, all right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Here we go. Captain David going to go. Okay. Captain David going to go.
Thanks, folks.
Okay.
Okay, Kim? Come on. Oh, let's go back. It's getting a little choppy. Hang on. All right. David, when you go there, hang on to the rail and then walk down, all right? David? David, put one hand here, okay? David, then walk down. Excuse us.
Go back the other way?
No, let's go. We'll go back later. How's that? Thank you. Okay. No, you can stay there. All right. That's where they work on the submarines on the other side. Okay?
Almost been there.
Yeah. You know what that fence is there for?
What's that for?
To keep boats out of it, keep the small boats out of there. And David, I met a man yesterday. Yeah, he used to run that crane.
And now directly ahead and to our left as we're passing, we have the Portsmouth Naval Shipyard. The shipyard is located on Seavey Island in Kittery, Maine. The shipyard in the United States was opened in the year of 1800. Today, this is where they overhaul, repair, and decommission Los Angeles-class fast attack nuclear submarines. And we have 3 LA-class subs in this yard at the moment. Unfortunately, none of those submarines are visible. They're all in dry dock. They're out of sight. Los Angeles class subs. They're quite large, 360 feet in length. Underway they carry a crew of up to 130 men.
So, see that building there, David?
Yeah.
That's where they build the submarines, right inside where they used to.
Almost been there.
They built 140 of them there. 143.
They did once build submarines here at the Naval Shipyard between the years 1917 and 1971. A total of 136 submarines built here. During World War II, this is one of the most important sub-building bases in the United States. Back then, over 20,000 employees worked here. Over 2/3 of that workforce were women, by the way. And this yard was at the forefront of submarine design and technology. In the the years 1943 and 44, they were launching just about one sub every 11 days here. That was happening on the large gray building we see now just off to our left. Inside this giant building, they could build up to 8 subs
the
at
big-
one time. And upon being launched here in those days,
That's where the
those
Albacore
subs
was
were headed
built,
directly
right
to
in
the
there.
South Pacific.
Oh, I've been there.
Yeah.
My boat was built in there.
Certainly today's subs are much more complicated than those World War II subs. Those old subs are more like boats. They had flat decks. When they dove beneath the surface, they would run on battery. When the batteries ran out, they'd have to resurface and recharge those batteries with their diesel generators. Today's submarines can manufacture their own fresh air and fresh water directly from seawater, and they're quite fast beneath the surface, cruising at speeds over 50 miles per hour.
They done.
Yeah.
I know one of our boats, the other house.
Now, this yard is also home to 3 Coast Guard
Yeah.
cutters, 2 of which we have in port at the moment. Ship 908 is Coast Guard cutter Tahoma, 270 feet in length. And parked in front of the Tahoma, ship 615, Coast Guard cutter Reliance.
Those are Coast
A
Guard
little
boats.
smaller at 210 feet. She's the oldest 210-foot cutter in the Coast Guard fleet.
They
These
rest-
cutters patrol the entire eastern seaboard from Nova Scotia down to the Caribbean. And in fact, the Tahoma just came home this morning.
Yeah.
She's been out on patrol for about 3 months.
What does he do?
They rescue people that get into trouble out on the ocean.
Now, they did once build sailing vessels here at the shipyard.
And they also,
The most famous sailing vessel built here was the
Bad guys.
USS Kearsarge. The Kearsarge defeated the Confederate ship Alabama. The Alabama had sunk or burned 57 Union vessels before the Kearsarge defeated it. That battle took place off of Cherbourg, France.
Do they still do it every day?
what?
As we're passing along the wall off to our left now, you'll see a series of yellow posts. These are called bollards. They're used tying up the larger vessels here, such as these Coast Guard cutters.
Do you do that
Some of these
every
bollards in
day?
a prior life.
That
If you
one
look
goes
closely, you'll
way
notice a
out
number of
into
them are
the
actually
ocean.
old cannon.
It's
Taking
not
out
going to
sailing
go out
vessels,
today.
never
It
deep.
just came in.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one's always here. That's
Now,
where,
Piscataqua takes a sharp left turn just ahead here.
that's where my
And to the
ship
left,
was.
around Henderson's Point.
Yeah. Right
And it
over
makes
there.
its way down out to the Atlantic. We're going to leave the river at this point. We're going to pass beneath the bridge you see directly ahead now. That's going to take us in through the back channel of Newcastle Island, out through Little Harbor, and onto the Atlantic that way. We'll be going around the island of Newcastle on this trip. And we'll be returning by the main harbor entrance, which is just downriver here to our left. If you don't, we do have an aerial photo of the harbor on our brochure if you'd like to trace our route here as we go. If you don't already have one of those, we do have some back in the cabin.
See that building that looks like a castle?
Yeah.
That used to be the prison for the Navy. The bad guys. And so, you see that boat there?
Yeah.
It's called a gondola. And that's how they used to bring lumber up the river.
Well,
You can go for a ride on the gondola, you know? Maybe someday you'd like to do that.
where is the gondola?
What is a gondola?
Yeah, where is it?
That one there.
Is it a cruise ship?
What?
Is it a cruise ship?
No, it's not a... They take people out, though.
Hey, do they have full stores at the gondola?
Do they have what?
Do they have any
Tours?
full stores of it? Of the gondola?
They have... I didn't hear it, David.
Do they have any
Go ahead.
full stores of it?
Oh, brochures somewhere. Yeah, I'll get you one. Yep.
Of the gondola?
Like a gondola. Yeah, I'll find you one. I don't know if I'll find one today, but I'll get you one, okay?
Where did that one go to?
That just goes down the harbor like we do. Down the river, okay?
Did you have a
We are now in an area known as the Back Pool. In the days before bridges to downtown Portsmouth, this is where sailing vessels would anchor, waiting for dog space to open in downtown.
Well, we don't want to watch
Portsmouth was a very busy port town in those days, particularly in the 18th and 19th centuries, and many sailing ships here from small coastal schooners
Okay,
to
we'll
full rig
just stay
sailing
on that side.
Okay, go
The
ahead.
street where we left from, Ceres Street, that was
Hang
the
on.
old grain warehouse.
Hang on to
Ceres
the
being the Roman
rail,
goddess
okay?
of grain, from whom the street gets its name. Also, 28 great American clipper ships built along the banks of this river. years 1840 and 1860.
Okay.
Some of the finest and fastest ships that were built at that time.
One time,
Many
okay?
crossing records.
David, David, come on here. Come on front. What do you think of this?
Yeah.
You like that? No, no more ringing the bell.
No, people kayaked all in here. They, depending on the tide, they go all the way around, block, block the island. Yeah. Well, they don't, I'm not sure why they did. I'm not sure.
He's looking straight ahead, David, because he's driving the ship. Okay? He has to put all his attention on being safe, right?
I bet he heard the bell.
Oh, I'm sure he heard the bell. Don't ring it.
He didn't know who did it.
Oh, he probably looked and knew it was you.
Did you film me doing that?
I didn't film you doing it. I filmed it afterwards, but don't do it again to film it. Okay? Maybe when we get back to port. All right?
Oh, thanks. Oh, yeah.
And we are now in the back
You want to go back,
channel
David?
of Newcastle Island. Still at Portsmouth here to our right for a moment.
Do you want to go back to your
Also
seat?
to our right now, you see this yellow mansion with a red roof.
Well, okay, that's fine.
This is a state historic
You like
site
it here?
today, the old Wentworth
Yeah.
Coolidge
Okay.
Mansion. Once home to the first Royal
David,
Governor.
you can pretend you're captain right here. Just hold on to that.
There's the bell right there, by the way.
Yeah, he just rang that.
Did he? I
Few
missed
people
it.
jumped out of their skin, but he
I
rang
missed it.
Yeah.
Shucks.
Later he's gonna ring it again.
In fact, Benning, when he retired, his nephew John Wentworth took over for him. He was quickly run out of town. He
David,
ended up becoming
my
Royal
friend
Governor.
works there at that house.
Yeah. What is that house?
That's
House
where
is
governor
open to the
used to
public,
live
over 40 rooms in the house.
long time ago.
Bushes surround the property are put in lilacs. They built the lilacs on the continent. Imported here by the governor.
Except they all died this summer.
Governor Benning was what we call an Epicurean. He enjoyed his fine food and drink.
buddy.
Stay
He
up
liked to
there?
have people
All right.
over, showing off his house and his own personal friendship. Now, back in those days, if you had a party that lasted into the evening, you would typically have to put your guests up for the night. As opposed to setting up traipsing home to the woods.
Talk to him while he's talking. Okay.
As his guest list for his home group,
You can stand here,
any
but don't
additions
say
added
anything.
on, you'll notice. So Benning was widowed early in life. He didn't remarry until he was 64 years old. Well, he decided to marry his maidservant. She was 21.
Oh.
In fact, on President George Washington's 1789 trip to Portsmouth, the president made the trip down here to visit with Lady Wentworth. We'll now be leaving Portsmouth off to our right. Rye, New Hampshire, directly ahead. Sagamore Creek runs off ahead, and to the